today I want to show you how you can create your own onboarding process. So if you are a professional, or you're offering a professional service like a lawyer, accountants, and consultants, dentist, whatever you are, you can use this automation to save you time. And especially if you are trying to also be on a budget, but and need a way to be able to facilitate the flow of information, and just to give you some time to focus on your service instead of focusing on like the minor things that you shouldn't be focusing on. So I'm going to show you what we are going to do here. So this is a professional service onboarding automation, and good for lawyers, accountants, consultants, like I said. So someone goes on on your website, which is basically where most people will find you, but they fill out a form, and what we would do is we will collect that information, we'll create an analysis, and then we will create a pretty much a document for them to be able to sign, and that will be like a proposal to them. And then we will create a calendar event. That is, we will put the event on the calendar and set a date and everything, send you a Slack notification, and basically we will store their information to be able to keep progress and track them all at once. And all of this can be automated so that you don't have to do any of that. And that's what I'm going to show you how to build in this automation tutorial. So I have a fictitious company here called Inside Edge. And let's say Inside Edge offers, like, we empower organizations to achieve sustainable growth through innovative consulting solutions, digital transformation, and strategic leadership development. Right. So this is a consulting agency, fictitious company that we build. And let's say Inside Edge wants to be able to get their clients. So what will happen is the client will fill out this form with their information and everything, the kind of service they need, the industry, their budget range, the timeline that they're looking for, everything they will fill out, and that information will get sent to our automation. And once they fill out this form, everything is automatic from there. Your only role will be to whoever is in charge of following up with your client, whoever is in charge of following up with your client will basically receive the notification for you to call them, follow up with them, or whatever it is that you do. So this is a great automation, and I believe that you will be able to benefit from it. But before we go ahead and hit the subscription button. Make sure to subscribe and follow so that you can get more automation like this. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and build this automation, because at GenesisFlō, as you know, we build things from scratch. We build automation system from scratch. So there are some prerequisites that you will need. I need to go over that with you, but you need a website to be able to use this. You're going to need make.com. You're going to need an open router subscription, or if you have OpenAI subscription, you can use that. You're also going to need a Google account, so you may want to have a Google account. You're going to obviously need a make.com account, because we're using make.com to build this automation. And outside of that, I think that's everything you need. Okay, those are the prerequisites. So let's go ahead and build this automation from scratch right here. So we're in make.com. We will create a new scenario. And what we want to do is, once we have that scenario going, our first thing is we want to be able to request a basically, how do I call this? To be able to make a webhook request to the platform that we have. Now, I already created this webhook. I don't know if it will show up in here, because sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, for some reason, my webhooks, all of them are not showing. What's going on? Add a webhook. No. Okay, we need to check this, but I will go ahead and show you how you can do this here. Since we're building from scratch, let's go ahead and do it. I will update the form with the new webhook that we have. Okay. Add a webhook. We're gonna call this CULTING consulting webhook. We don't want any IP restrictions. We're good. So now we're going to copy this, and I have the boilerplate code for this website. I'm just going to go ahead and paste that in there, so that way we basically will be able to access the form. So just give me a minute here. I'm going to do that in the background. All right, response rates. Comment this guy. All right. All right, let's get back to this. So here we are. Let's go back to make.com. And what I want to do is I'm going to run this module first. I'm going to run this so that we have the data. That way we're able to continue to the next steps. And I will leave a link to the Notion document for the steps in here, and also the prompts that we are going to be using in this automation. So let's run this module. While it's running, we're going to go to our form, refresh this, and let's fill out some information here. James Jefferson, email, phone number, service, let's say leadership development, industry is education, budget is range from 10K 1 to 3 months. Preferred consultation date is the 20th of this month at 12 p.m. We have an we want to scale from, let's say, 20K a month, $20K a month, 20K to 50K a month. We need to train our leaders. Others, can you do this? All right. So let's see if that's still running. Yep, our webhook is still waiting for a response. So we'll go ahead and submit that. And you can see our form was submitted and we got the request. So we received the automation, automatically received the response. The next thing we want to do is there is something here that I want to do is to be able to capture the start date, the start date. We want to be able to capture that in a data format because we will use it later. So I'm going to set a variable. What I'm going to do here is set multiple variables because we will need a couple of them. I'm going to start first with the start date. And this is going to be our preferred date. And then we'll put the letter T in between because for time. The next thing is team lead. We're going to call this guy John. Assistant team lead. Lead. Let's go. And let's call this Mary. All right, so we're going to leave those there for now. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to basically analyze the client's request. So once they fill out the form and we get this data, we want to be able to present them with a code and everything, analyze their request, what they're saying, what they want, and then we want to create a proposal for them at the end of the day, right? So we're going to use Open Router. We're going to be using Open Router for this, and we will do create a chat completion for this one. And the reason I'm using Open Router is you have access to a lot of free models, and basically instead of me, and you have access to a pile of AI models. So the reason why I use it is to be able to consolidate all of them instead of paying for separate AI subscriptions. I just don't think it's worth the headache. So I think it's better if you do it this way. So there are other services that you can use as well, just like Open Router. So the message that we need here, which you're going to find in the Notion document, I'm going to pull that here, is we need a message content. Da, 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 da. So the data we're getting, we want first name, which is coming from the form, service needed is coming here, industry is coming here, budget range, we're going to get budget range, preferred timeline, 1 to 3 months. Message that we got is from here. So based on that, we're going to analyze it and we're going to create a brief for them. The role can be anything. I would just choose assistant. The model we want to use DeepSeek, because we have the free DeepSeek account here. Leave this on so that it can fall back to any other free stuff. Save that. So once we have analyzed the data, we want to be able to create basically we want to be able to, once we do this, we want to be able to create a document, a proposal for them. And in order to do that, because obviously you're a consultant and this is a consulting company, but we want to present a proposal for what they're saying. So we're going to use Open Router again to be able to create that proposal. So let's go back here, use Open Router, another create a chat completion. And again, you will find this prompt in the Notion document later on. Content here, and obviously the primary contact, what we need here, we need some data, which we do have. So first name, industry, services needed. Or all of these other ones can stay the same because they're coming from this model. All right, and our role assistant, same model, DeepSeek. Free model here, leave that on, hit save. All right, so once we have that, the next thing we want to do is to be able to now take this content that's going to be created and we will create the proposal document. Basically, it's like this is all going to be done by itself. You don't have to interfere or anything. So what we would do is, the next thing we want to do is we create a Google Doc. So docs, want to create a document, and the name of that document is, if we want here, let me see what we can put. We can put here and say proposal for client name. So we want to take client first name. Okay. And then the content that we want is going to come from the Open Router message content. That's what we want. And we will need a place to store this. I already created a Google Drive where I have a folder that's going to save the file. So it's going to be GenesisFlō automations, and in there, that document will be saved with proposal for the client name. So once that has been created, the next thing now we want is like, okay, you've already created a proposal and everything. Let's go ahead and put it on the calendar. So this is booking it right away. And we're going to send that person the message right away. Quick, quick, quick. Everything just moving fast. So the first thing we want to do is, well, you don't know, like you may want to go and like search um like your calendar, look at your calendar to see if you have a space, a spot in there. Well, let's allow AI to do that for you, right? Let's allow Google to do that for you. So what we're going to do is basically we're going to search our calendar to see, hey, do we have any space on our calendar to be able to insert this person in there? So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to say calendar. So Google Calendar. And we want to get the free and busy information. That's what we want to get first before we create the something. Now, what we want is we want a time, and that time is going to be now. Okay, so we want now, and then the maximum time is going to be at the day that we want to basically search our entire. So it ranges from 1 to 7, so that is from Sunday to Saturday. And we're going to say we're going to use make.com formula here for dates, which is add days. I think it's days, and what we need is we need now semicolon, and we want to choose 7. So it's going to search 7 days out to see if we have anything. And then you obviously want to add your calendar. So I'm going to pick my, I'm not going to map over that. I'm going to pick my calendar here and then click save. Now, once we get the schedule, we want to be able to go right away and have Google Calendar create that event on our calendar, like legit right away. So this, you literally don't need to go and buy Calendly, like pay for Calendly or any of those like calendar booking services. You can do all of this by yourself. And what we want to do is we want to create an event. And setup here, we're going to see in detail, we want to choose our primary calendar. Our event name will be NITIL, in initial consultation with the client name. So client first name. So we want to pull that data from webhook here. It's not an all-day event. Now, this is where the beauty comes from. Remember that start date that we created? We're going to use it here. So now the start date is going to be the preferred time that they selected, combined with the preferred date that they selected. So we want to go ahead and select our variable here, which is start date. And then our end date can stay that way. Our duration is going to be 1 hour, which is 01 semicolon. 01 semicolon 00. And that will be your pretty much 1 hour like duration. Now you can add 1 hour 30 minutes here, which I don't think you need. If you want just 30 minutes of a meeting, you can go ahead and put, but I would think you can do the 30 minutes. I think it's worth it. Now there is another thing that we want to take consideration here. So go to show advanced settings. And what we want to do is we want to include our conferencing here, video conferencing. We're going to need that because this way because Google already has Google Meet, so you don't need to pay for Zoom. Hey, look at that. Like everything is set up on your Google account. I think this is fantastic, right? So we want to do that. Send notification about the creation event. We don't need that, but so let's save that. Now it will create our calendar event and everything. The next thing is we want to be able to basically you want to receive a notification, right? You want to receive a notification. How can you do this? I mean, the only service I'm going to recommend is Slack. You can use Slack. Slack has a free stuff. So we say, so we're going to use Slack to notify you, right? And what we want to do is we want to create a message and you. So you're going to obviously need a Slack account, and we're going to select from the list. And I have few channels here already. I'm going to choose website forms. The text that we're going to get is going to be about the client. So we say new client, new consulting client. We need the first name, first and last name. So you're going to get that information here. First name, space, last name. We want their email, the message they sent. Get that message assigned to. Now we want to assign this to our team lead, right? Because he's going to assign this. All right. So we have that. Save that here. That just notifies you right away so that you are aware. And then the next thing we want to do is, since we're working in an organization, we want to go ahead and create a task, right, for someone to do. So somebody can follow up, because now you have to call that person. So you're not only creating your Google event, but you're also creating a task so that you can check this off your list once it's done. How beautiful is that? So Google, okay, so we need Google Task. And what we want to do here is to be able to create a task. And task ID, we want to select just from the list in there, create that task. The title, we're going to need title, say follow up. Let's call this follow up with John, or the client name, whatever that was. So follow up with first name, and then we're going to go to advanced settings because we need notes, and our notes is going to be, what do we want to put in here? CLINT client checklists, and then we want to say CLINT client needs. What we want is just the client need is going to be the message that we got from the client. So what do they want? And we also want industry, so that the person that's following up know what they want and the service needed. Service needed is going to be there. Membership development. And then our due date is going to be another set date. AYS. I think it's called either the set date or the set days. I need to see here what we're doing. I don't know where it came from with set date, but add days. My bad. AYS semicolon. We're going to do now, and then we're going to go with 7, right? So we're going to go now, and for some reason, if I just type now, it might not work. So I'm going to take it from here. Semicolon 7 days. And we're going to do that, add days, and hit save. All right. And then the next step is, once we have all of their information, obviously you need a place to be able to store that information. So let's say you don't want to, let's see here, what was I? So let's just say you don't want to pay for any like extra subscriptions and like database and QuickBooks and all of that. You can create your own, Google Sheets and just put your, client list in there. Keep it as simple as possible. So let's go ahead and add. I already created a Google Sheet to store this information. So all we need to do is add the row, and we're going to search for that sheet. I think I call it client progress tracking, because in this way you can keep track of your client. And obviously we need first name to be from our data. All right, so first name, last name is last name. You're just going to map these out accordingly. The task owner is going to be our team lead. Tax status is going to be pending. The deadline is going to be the deadline that we want to do the preferred date, not preferred, but preferred timeline. All right, and then we're going to save that. And then the last but not the least that we want to do is, once we have all of this, we want to be able to send them an email right away, no wasting time. So Gmail, send an email, and our recipient is going to be from the email. There you go. And then let's say, welcome to Insight Edge Consulting. Say your consultation is booked. So that'll be our subject, our content. You're going to find this in the Notion document. First name. First name, preferred date, preferred time, the Hangout link. We want to keep that because that is for the, that is for the conferencing. So if I reduce these here, we should have, so the Hangout link is okay. That's what they're going to use to basically join the meeting when the time reaches. So save that. All right, and there you go. So we went ahead and built all of this from scratch. As I mentioned earlier, that we're going to do this, and basically this will help you to be able to like get clients. Like when your clients fill out your like forms on your website, they're not sitting there waiting for somebody to follow up with them and call them. Like an email is sent out automatically to them. They know their consultation and everything, and you can even include in there the proposal like document. So if I wanted to add more stuff here, is you can basically go ahead in here and like copy one of these here and add like your like the proposal and everything. But we don't need that because we want to be able to not drive our clients away. But you can also include that in there. So let's go ahead and test this automation and see if it works, because what's the point of building it if it doesn't work? All right, so I'm gonna go back to our form here, and I'm gonna fill by the way, here is the our database, our CMS, and this is, I will show you here, this is where it will be saved, the template. So we don't have anything here, we don't have any clients yet, we don't have any task, and all we're doing is about to fill this up. So let's go ahead and do that, and then I will show you the email here once it comes. So first name, Benedict Dennison. Email, I'm gonna do this one. Phone number, service needed, let's say business strategy. Industry, nonprofits, let's see, real estate. Budget, 25 to 50K, preferred time within 1 month. Our date, we want to set this meeting on Monday the 23rd at 2 p.m. And tell us about your business. We own real estate, that we need to CLE from dollar 50 from $50,000 to 1 mil. So we want to do, let's say 50 so that will be 100K per month. 100 100 1 2 3 100,000 a month. Yeah. We are interested in a strategy that works. Can you help? Question mark. All right, so let's go ahead and run our automation here. Run this and submit the form. Submit. Form has been submitted. Data is received. Now it's processing. So let's see. All right, that was created. So the first thing that's going to be created is the document. So let's see how that goes. And then I need to. All right. So it's creating that document and everything. So it might take a minute. All right. Looks like the content has been generated. Document was created. Let's check that. Reload. Yep. So our document is here. This was created. Yep. Calendar was created. Slack notification task. Our sheet was updated and the email was sent. So let's see here. Document was created. This looks blank. Hey, look at that. All right. So you have your proposal to Benedict, prepared by Liz, your introduction. It tells the client everything. So you literally have something to work with right away once you get on the call with your client. And then so proposal, and then basically it went ahead and created an event on our calendar. So let's see, did we get any new event? Refresh. Yep. So initial call with Benedict 1 to 2 p.m. Look at that. So we created this on the 23rd of Monday because that's what we selected, remember? And then let's go ahead and see if it created a task for us. Yeah, look at that. Created a task for you, follow up with Benedict, checklist, and like what they're interested in and all of that. And did they send the email or did they add the client? Yep. So we went ahead and added the client name and everything to your database, and you can follow up with them. And it sent the email. It says it did. So let's go ahead and check that. Hey, look at that email came here. Yep. Right there. Welcome, Benedict. Thank you for booking your initial consultation with Insight. We are excited to connect with you. You're this. And right here, this is the beauty of it. They can literally click on this link whenever they're ready, and bam, they're right in there. And literally don't have to like something. Everything is set up right here. And we can go back. So right in the email. So So there you have it. If you have been wondering on how you can create your own automation process to be able to, create a proposal for you. So let's say you're a web designer or web developer. This is a great one that you can use and be able to just, get your own clients rolling, get your own proposal, allow AI to handle the work for you. And by the way, if you want to set this to run automatically, all you have to do is activate it. So if you go here, click immediate and have it run regularly, like immediately, like when it receives the data and everything. So it's like every day, right? So it's running, and basically you can just set it up and it runs every, like, perpetually, and your clients are generating and stuff. And all you have to do is pay for your make.com subscription or whatever else is subscription you have. So if you have been wondering how to create your own onboarding process, but creating the documents, the proposal, and everything, this is how you can create that system for you. If you need help building, applying automation in your business, you can go ahead and visit the links in the description, and we will do an assessment for you. But take this automation. If you need the blueprint, DM me and we can work together. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscription button. If you found this video important, go ahead and click that subscription button. Let's get more people watching these. And that's it for today. And I hope to see you on the next course.